5, a major organized all new at 5, a major organized crime bust. 23 people under arrest now accused of stealing guns and cash.
Today, police revealed 4 organized crime groups are wreaking havoc.
From aggravated robbery to kidnapping, burglary, and more. Let's take a look at this. New pictures from court documents in this case. These are a few of the people who have been charged, and investigators say the money, tens of thousands of dollars, is all stolen.
FBI, open up! Welcome to this episode of Chatting with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today, got Don McGuire. What's up, Don?
Yo, what's up, homie? How you been?
How you doing?
Honestly, I'm enjoying life, man. How about you?
I'm doing great. Things are going pretty good for me. Can't complain.
Nobody cares anyway, bro.
I know. I know that's right.
This world is all flipped upside down, sideways anyway. So, I mean, the way I look at it, bro, like we were talking before I went live, because I'm transparent. You know, life is just, it is what it is, man. Unless you're willing to create a change, be that change, it's up to you. You know, yeah. We have to live our life in a society. We decide we should be able to decide as people, you know, collectively, you know, when enough is enough. But I don't know, this world is, I never thought I would see this in my lifetime, bro.
Me either.
Here we are.
And then right when you think you've seen it all, the floor drops out from under you and you're like, what the hell is this?
Oh, I know. But you know, there's lights of hope, but man, I don't know where. No, I'm joking with you, but there should be optimism. I mean, we have to create and be the change we seek, you know. Hey, what's up?
What's good?
Oh, man. Let me see. I wonder, and it ain't Clancy, is it?
No. So Don's trying to figure out who the special guest is that's going to be coming on.
Yeah.
And it's a great one. You guys are going to be pleasantly surprised. All of you watching, and Don, because Don doesn't know who it is.
No.
It's a surprise. So he's gonna come on in a little bit, and we're gonna chop it up. It's gonna be a reuniting of sorts. Paul, what's going on? How are you?
This don't sound good, bro.
No, it's great. It's really good, man. Marta, how are you? Lindsay, Paul, LB Green. So today I want to talk a little bit about the star who was killed, the BKFC professional fighter Herrera. He's from California. He died recently in a motorcycle accident. He was a young kid. And he was a professional mixed martial artist, flyweight division, fighting both in the UFC and bare knuckle fighting championship. BKFC announced his death on Monday on Instagram. It's pretty sad. He was killed in a motorcycle accident.
Yeah. You know, it's heartbreaking, bro, because that touches a part of my life that is kind of crazy, like with Diego Chico Corrales, you know, motorcycle. And he was a good young person. Now, another one. But the problem is, our sport don't care. I mean, some aspects of it do. I'm not going to say all of it. But for the most part, what this sport's become is it's about money.
Yeah.
Travesties like this, nobody cares anymore. See, society has gotten jaded, heartless. I'm not saying everyone, but the people that haven't become that way have their guard up. So there's always tension. There's always negative energy in life anymore. It's like, bro, I'm 61 years old. I know what it's like to come from the bad times, and I know what it's like to have good times in this life. I don't understand these last 5 years. I don't. I'm sad. I'm honestly sad for America.
It's going in a terrible direction.
Yeah, but I'm sad for the future. I'm sad for the kids. I mean, what do they got?
I think a lot of people worked really hard to make sure that their kids were okay.
Yeah.
And they raised a bunch of spoiled brats. That's just my thoughts, man. Because it seems like there's a lot of entitlement these days. The internet is making people be complacent of what reality is. They don't understand what it's like to be out there in the real world. When before all this was out, you knew what it was like to be in the real world. These people don't know. And they'll never experience what we got to experience when we were younger. You know what I mean?
But then you get those people that'll say, this generation's entitled to live their this way because it's their generation. We got to live ours. And it's not about that. It has nothing to do with that. Just common decency and respect. See, I'm a strong advocate because it's like it's hard for me to see certain young people struggling, but when it comes to the elderly, dude, and so I've been seeing a lot more of that lately, and people, they're not disposable, but society treats them like they're disposable. I don't know, man. It's like, I don't even dare watch television anymore. It's just disgusting.
It's pretty crazy.
Well, see, I mean, how many people get to experience what I have in life? I've seen the world. I don't know if your guests, I mean, your listeners know who I am. I've been in this industry for 40 years, in the combat industry. And
are you an 8-time Hall of Fame?
Yeah, 8-time. Here's
8
two
times.
Yeah,
8 times.
These are the two that mean the most to me. This one cemented my name in MMA history, and this one I just got 2.5 weeks ago from the National Boxing Hall of Fame. When I went in with Evander Holyfield, Roy Jones Jr., Winky Wright, Marco Antonio Barrera, Arturo Gatti, Mickey Ward, Sugar Shane Mosley. I mean, you get the idea. It was a true honor, bro. It was like I got to walk out in the sport that I walked in. I got a full circle in boxing and in MMA. It's cool. It's like now I just give back. As you know, I do my own show, but I'm trying to understand what's going on in my life. Staxx, bro. It's like last night I got a call. True person. I know who they are. extremely influential, a philanthropist, just and called and said that they wanted to make a movie about my life and my story. Dude, I don't even understand what these people see in me, homie. I don't, because, okay, granted, I got to go to these huge fights, like going to Disneyland, but I didn't look at them any differently. It's like I lived a dream, but I didn't idolize anybody. I still don't to this day. There's only one man I respect, and that's not Jacob's Destroyer, and he's up there. But that's Burt Watson. Burt Watson, that dude's a straight G.
You've dealt with a
But
lot of personalities throughout the years. Have you had a lot of people that were maybe that surprised you the way that they acted towards fans, and like, did you have an idea of how they were, and then once you seen them in person, they were different?
well, not it's kind of different. And Colby Covington, I knew him from amateur days all the way up to the UFC. Photograph came on my show, the whole shebang. All the way up until he fought in Brazil against Damian Maia, and that was when he attacked the fans of Brazil. And he wanted to come on my show, and I told him no. And he said, "Why?" I said, "Because you attacked the people of Brazil, bro. That's a third of my fan base." I said, "I can't have you on the show." So next thing I know, I'm getting a text from his mama. It's God's honest truth. She said, "Will you please let him come on and talk about the Fabrizio Verdum incident, why he called the police on him?" And I'm like going, are these people, it's like, you want me to have him come on and talk about another Brazilian after he just attacked Brazil? Not a good look, but I agreed to do it, bro. But so the day of the show, and Colby knew what time the show was. It was like 10:30, 11 a.m. for me. My phone starts going off. It's Colby. "Oh, if you want Colby, you got to get him now." And I'm like, dude, what the fuck?
Changing it
And
all up on you.
yeah, and he's like, you either get me while I'm hot or you can't have me. And I'm like, dude, what the hell is wrong with you? And I said, dude, you know what time the show is? He said, "You know what? You get 15 minutes. You're lucky you only get 15 minutes." I was like, "Dude, you know what time the show is? Either you're on the show or you're not." I said, "You asked to come on, so either you're a man of your word." So I got off the phone with him. I called Zach Cummings. I said, "Bro, can you come on the show tonight?" He said, "Why?" I said, "Bro, not that you're playing second fiddle." I said, but I told him the story, and he said, "Yeah, man, I'll come on." He goes, "But trust me, Colby will be on." And so about a minute and a half before I was supposed to go live, Colby called in. So I was like, no time to talk to him, had to patch him in, because this is on my syndicated show now. And so we come on, and I keep thinking in my head how I should be grateful to have 15 minutes of his time when he begged me to come on the show.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so
For
we
you
start
to spotlight him.
yeah, so we start doing the show, bro. And he starts like he always does. He's all mouth, and all of a sudden it was like, man, it just hit me. I looked at the counter and it was like 14:39, and it was just started like slow motion, bro. And so right at the 15-minute mark, he was really in depth on telling this story. And so I was like, you know what, Colby? You know how you told me I should be grateful for 15 minutes of your time? He said, yeah, yeah. I said, you should be grateful for 15 of mine. And I kicked him off the show.
Oh, that's great.
Dude is a straight dick, bro. Like whatever he is on TV, I don't know if it works for him or not, but the person in real life isn't like that. You know, this is where fighters ruin themselves because they get lost in themselves, I guess is the best way to say it. And it's kind of sad because Colby really is a cool dude, you know, but they let their personas. That's why it's like I was talking with somebody earlier about this. I've never been fanboyed. You know, I don't give a crap if you have a world title. I don't. Either you know, because I don't chill with people who walk in front of me or behind me. You either walk side by side with me or you don't walk with me at all. I mean, this industry, it hardens you. This industry looks all glitzy and glamorous, and it is, but for the people that work it, it's a savage life, bro. Imagine traveling 40 weeks a year, you know, not seeing your family, not seeing your kid grow up, not seeing your kid ride a bike, graduate.
Every
And then you,
weekend, weigh-ins, events, you got to pack all the stuff. You're bringing the gear there. You're shooting the shots. Like, you got to be there before the show, after the show,
yeah,
right?
yeah. And it still doesn't go away, bro, because it's like, even though I take my son, and I have for many years now, goes to events with me. You know, the wife will say, "Oh, remember that? Oh, she'll be. Remember that birthday? Oh, you weren't there." You know, and it's like, "Oh, why you got to take a jab at me?" You know,
Yeah.
but I I walked away from being an engineer to work in this industry, and I don't have a regret one. Um, it's a pain in the ass. People will stab you in your back, but what can you do? You got to live for you. You got to live for you. You got to live for your family, and it's really a trip because in this sport you become, even if you aren't an introvert, you become an introvert. And the ones that don't end up at P. Diddy's house, you know. No, I'm fucking around. I'm fucking around, bro.
Have you seen a lot of amateurs coming through the sport to the
Yeah.
UFC?
Oh yeah.
Have you seen
One
their
I've held.
attitudes change once they get into the UFC? Like, I'm in the UFC now. Like, they act different, or is it very rare that that happens?
It's. I'm not going to name any names. I'll say that because even though their heads, you know, get big, I still respect them. Um, but it happens a lot now in this new age of fighters that are coming up. Before it was seasoned fighters who got the big opportunities. Now you got these fighters that are 6, 7, 8, 9 fights in, demanding bigger fights because they've had all knockouts. And it's like, on one hand, how do you deny an up and coming talent? But on the other hand, you know, you still got to take care of what created you, the stability. It's a rough industry, man. You know, like BKFC don't care for the promotion. Um, they've gone to being real pieces of work, bro. Making their fighters sell tickets, and if they don't sell enough tickets, then they take them off the card. What's really jacked up is, what if you don't come from the area that you're contracted to fight in?
Yeah, that doesn't even make sense.
No, there's
That's like an open mic for rappers or something. Like, go sell these tickets to perform. That's what it sounds like to me.
Well, I knew when I was managing, well, was vice president of Jackson Wink. I started to see that over there, and now it's coming back to the United States, and it's just weird. The sport is just changing so much, but to make a person sell tickets, people got to understand what a fighter goes through. Okay, let's say they agree on a fight. Let's say the average paying fighter, 10 grand. Okay.
So is that 10 grand a fight, whether they win or lose? Is it a flat rate or?
Depends on what sport you're talking about. See, some are 5 and 5, 10 and 10. 10 to show up, 10 to finish. A lot of bare knuckle is flat rate. They quote you a price, and that's what you get paid. There's some people in Europe that they get paid only $1,000 to fight, and it's crazy, but they're doing it. I mean, if the fighters are going to fight for less money, you can't blame anybody but the fighters. So it's kind of like bittersweet. I mean, I love the fighters, but
yeah, if they're willing to accept that, then
shame on them.
Right.
Because for 40 years I fought for the fighters. I mean, nobody can deny that. Nobody can take that away. But it's like all these movie deals and shit like that. Dude, I mean, it's all cool, but not who I am.
Yeah, but it can be a huge legacy to leave behind if you have a film about yourself and all the things you've been through and your rise as a photographer and the businesses. It sounds like a very interesting movie.
Honestly, can I be real with you? I don't give a fuck about all that. My legacy is my wife of 39 years. We've been together for 43 years, but married for 39. And my 38-year-old son. That's all that matters to me, bro. Not these, not the other 6 that I have, not the other awards that you know of. End of the day, people, I don't know. I'm not really too fond on fame. I mean, I know people, and I respect you when you do it. You call me a legend. Other people call me a legend. Do I feel like I'm a legend? Well, to me, what's a legend? So I look at myself. I'm a man that did a great job, made a lot of people happy for a lot of years. Does that make me a legend?
And you took a lot of the most iconic pictures in the sport.
Yeah, there's no denying that. But does that in the fact it's even that in itself? Does that make me a legend?
Maybe it's
No.
how you treated people on the way up. It could be a whole bunch of different things.
My grandfather raised me to treat people right. My grandfather raised me, so it doesn't matter. An accolade doesn't change me.
Yeah, when he said, "Have you learned anything yet?" You're like, "Yeah, that you're a dick." He's like, "Well, get your shit on, and you're going to work again." So we're gonna fix that.
Well, the world doesn't stop for you. It doesn't stop for me. I mean, if you want to be real about it, other than yourself, nobody gives 2 fucks. I'm just being real. I mean, I talk to people all the time like you do. I've worked in the industry, the highest levels with the biggest promotions. at the end of the day, you want to ask me what the most rewarding thing is? It's the friendships, the relationships, not even the fights. It's not, well, I can't say that 100%, but I would say it's 98%, the friendships and relationships, and probably 2%.
You represented a lot of fighters on your come up too, right?
My whole career, it's pretty much, all I did, even like I said earlier, all the way to Jackson Wink being the head of athlete development, and all the directors all of the directors worldwide, and also did all their Almadills, and I can't think of all that I did for them, but yeah, I did a lot. Misha Tate, John Jones, all them. It's a 24-hour day job. I mean, but
Have you gotten calls for some weird things like, oh, this guy's in jail or something?
nah, I can't talk about that anyway, bro. Can't talk about that anyway. That's the sad thing about
Client
what?
privilege, confidentiality. Can't break it. You don't need to name names.
Yeah, it's a trip though. Like even like with Burt Watson, the babysitter of the stars of the UFC. He'll tell you, right? Pity a fool that opens his mouth, bro. It's I ain't really too worried about MMA. I was locked out of boxing one time, and it was because I walked away after the death of Diego Corrales. And then when I wanted to come back, the door was closed, and I couldn't understand it. And hold on a second, sorry. And I couldn't understand it, and it took James Toney and several other legends in that industry to get me back in the good graces of boxing. So that's what made this Hall of Fame even that much more special, because James Toney, Mike Weaver, the Weaver triplets, Eva D. Jones Young, Oscar De La Hoya. I mean, I can go on forever. That came to this event. It has so much boxing royalty and so many iconic legends and world champions. It was just, I wasn't even gonna go, bro. And I wasn't, because I don't go to these things. I make people accept on my behalf. But I promised Jockey Lopez that I would go. And so I keep my word. So I'm glad I did. It was to be standing right there with Evander Holyfield and everybody else, and to be on the same level.
And they gave you the Lifetime Achievement Award, right?
Yeah.
That's huge. And you didn't even know that was gonna happen.
No, that came from the WBC. So yeah, that came from the WBC. That didn't come from the National Boxing Hall of Fame. The Lifetime Achievement came from the WBC in boxing.
Huge.
Oh, that's what I'm saying, dude. You know how humble I am. I don't know what kind of people your people like on your show, but I'm whatever, Uh-oh. Here we go.
Yeah. You were surprised when they called you up for this one, right?
I'm telling you, bro. Oh, with Shelly, you showed that's pretty cool. And you didn't tell me you're gonna bring me on here and kind of make me get fucked up. I ain't no little bitch, bro. What other pictures you got in little?
Yo, speaking of that, I want to talk a little bit about this guy.
Oh yeah.
What happened to him?
We have a true heavyweight world champion now.
Millions of people had their faith in that guy.
Not me.
I heard the rapper Drake put like $1 million down. And
Oh, it was a lot of money. Yeah, it was a lot of money. You know, when you look back at Tyson Fury and his performance against Francis Ngannou, was pathetic. But was it really? Or did, oh, thank you. Or did it really just expose his true boxing ability? And I choose to believe it exposed his true boxing ability. And you got to remember when Usyk fought Dubois and got hit with a supposed low blow and fell to the canvas, it wasn't a low blow. He got caught. So it's like, I'm looking at this fight two different ways. I'm like, okay, is Fury gonna, go after the body of Usyk and test him? But dude, I never doubted Usyk 1 minute. I never doubted it. And here's the clincher that a lot of people don't know, and this makes me very, very happy. Because when they fight for the rematch in September, an organization which I can't name, if you search, it's out there, is going to yank a certain belt from Usyk. And even if Fury wins the fight, he'll never have all the belts again. He'll never be the true pound for pound world champion, even if he wins. So I kind of dig that because
he should have quit while he was ahead, man.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. To be honest with you, it's like he let his head get too big. If he would have stayed just who he was. I mean, but boxing's been lacking a true heavyweight champion for a long time. And a lot of these young up-and-comers will argue with me and disagree with me. But I've been in boxing for 40 years. So it's like you got to have a true heavyweight division if you want boxing to truly succeed. And they're moving everything to Saudi Arabia. So it's like our promoters better get their heads out of there, or we're going to completely lose boxing. And I would hate to see that, because I'm not traveling to Saudi Arabia to see a fight or shoot a fight. That's never going to happen. I mean, but it'll be interesting. I mean, but that's neither here nor there. I'm still trying to figure out why the hell you got me on this show, bro.
You'll find out soon.
Yeah, well, we've been on here a half an hour already, so.
I know it should be here any minute. So what are your true thoughts on the Tyson Jake Paul fight, and what do you think of Ryan Garcia?
Really, on the Jake Paul stuff, heard some pretty weird recordings and stuff.
Why?
I can't go into that, but it's I don't really think the fight's gonna happen. If it does, I'll really be surprised. I think today he was already calling for an opportunity to get out of his. I got to check the facts, but I saw a story that after a sparring match, he was already wanting to cancel his fight. So I got to check into that before I leave and put my name on that. But I don't like the fight. I don't like the fact that people are saying that Tyson needs to be careful. The last thing an old man loses is his punch. And Tyson hasn't lost his punch. And that kid, no matter how YouTube famous or whatever, you can't tell me that he hasn't paid or given favors, or however you want to say it, so they can't sue me. The certain things in his life, and I just either he's dumb or he knows something we don't. And if Tyson loses, he's taking a dive, and no matter how you want to put it,
Yeah, I believe that too. Doug says, "Hey, Staxx and Don, you're the best, brother. What you have done over the years, respect, man. Huge respect. You are loved by many."
I appreciate that. I'm just Don, bro. That's what I'm telling you, man. It's like, so what? I could take a picture. No, I get it though, man. I care about the sport. I care about the fighters.
Do you think this whole Tyson thing and Jake Paul is hurting the sport?
Oh, yeah, that's been hurting the sport, but you can't blame them. I mean, look at the money grab. I mean, you got to blame the people that pay for it. You can't blame the people that are putting it on. You got to blame the people that show up for it.
Yeah, but they're changing it to a sanctioned fight, so it's kind of like. But then I hear reports, and this is all allegedly, that Tyson can't punch him in the face.
Oh, I didn't hear that part. I haven't heard that.
I swear I heard that. Like, what kind of stuff is that? They can't. Were they going to tie one of his hands behind his back or something? Is that one of the rules?
If it's a sanctioned fight, it's a fight. See, I don't really understand what's going on. I think there's got to be something behind this. It's just got to be a facade of some sorts, because Jake Paul's going to get annihilated if he fights him. I mean, because the fighter that I've seen, I know, and Jacob Chavez and what's his name, BJ Flores, are his trainers. Jake Paul's. I shot those kids' training camps. Neither one of them together could beat Tyson.
No.
I mean, I don't know. It's like, I guess you got to be there that close as a photographer to understand what the veracity of a short punch from somebody like Larry Holmes or Mike Tyson or, Big George Foreman. I mean, Foreman can hit you from 6 inches away and knock you out. So it's like, and then you got to understand, Mike can't eat mushrooms or smoke marijuana for X amount. He has to test clean. Yeah. So, but that's the only thing that keeps Mike chill and keeps Mike out of jail.
Yeah, but you saw the face-off, right, where they were facing off, and Tyson's laughing in his face and turned his back on him.
Yeah, this whole thing is, I don't know. I wouldn't put. I don't know. I really don't. I feel childish even acknowledging it. If it really does happen, I mean, hell, you can put 30-ounce gloves on Tyson, he'll still beat Jake Paul. If he doesn't, it's staged or rigged, no matter how you put it. I can't buy anything like that.
I feel it's a bad look for Jake Paul either way, because if he beats Tyson, they're gonna say, "Oh, you beat up on an older guy."
Man,
and
bro,
if he loses, they're gonna say you got beat by Tyson. That's the best thing that could happen is Tyson beat him.
Yeah. You seriously don't think Jake Paul has a chance, do you?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. There's some girl on TikTok, I seen a video. She's like, does Tyson understand that Jake Paul's gonna absolutely kill Tyson? Like, what? Like, what's wrong? They need to go watch some videos and like get a feel of what this guy's capable of.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be good.
People, I don't know, man. Like I said, they could choose to believe what they want. It's like because I do a show and because I see that's kind of a bad. We can talk about this. It's kind of a bad thing though. It's kind of like when you get to the level where I'm at in the sport, you have to be very careful about what you say or
Yeah.
how you affiliate yourself to certain things. So, man, I'm hoping y'all didn't screw up and bring somebody that because I'm just being honest, homie. I'll leave.
No, I'm telling you, you don't want to do that. You're gonna be very.
I'm just being real, bro.
You're gonna be very impressed when you see who it is.
Because otherwise, man, you'll be kicked off YouTube.
Yeah. It'll make for a great show, though. No, you're gonna absolutely love this one. I promise you, man.
Well, you got. Well, you gonna make me wait another 20 minutes?
No, I'm trying. Nah. Give me like 15.
Before they come on?
No, I'm hoping he pops on any second. I've been watching the clock. I've been sending messages. Come on, man.
It's all right. I got to talk to you and your people anyway.
I know, but this would be the icing on the cake, you know?
Another day is, bro. Another day. What's worse than dead air, bro?
Nothing.
You're good, man. I like giving you crap, man.
Here, I'll fix the dead air. Thing must be broke.
Randy's been by.
Yeah, shout out to Randy. Shout out to
Randy the bull. Yeah, Randy, my homie.
That make this possible. I think someone fumbled something along the way with the special guest, man.
Hey, bro.
If you're watching special guests, because you might be watching, hit the link.
Casper the friendly ghost.
Yeah, we'll bring him on. It'll be just a box, nothing in it.
Yeah, I ain't gotta say I've never.
Here, we got our special guest right here. Welcome.
Hey, fuck, that's a cool ass guest, bro.
Yeah, I think, I don't know, man.
It's whatever you want to do, bro. I'm chill with it because, like I said, I got to talk to you and I got to talk to your people.
So, what's in the store for? What's in the plans for the future for you? With the show, like with your career, you plan on, like, where are you going with it? What are you doing?
Still with BYB, still doing the show. Still doing philanthropy with charities and
Mosley, right? Sugar Sam Mosley, you got something going on.
The Mosley Foundation of Love .org. Doing stuff with the youth next June 16th and the 17th in Pomona, California to mentor the kids and have world champions and legends, train them, teach them about life during the camp and hopefully create future champions and productive members of society. That's where it really gets touchy about me because the kids truly are. That's what it's all about, man. Just creating and giving the unseen an opportunity.
Yeah, give the people who would never have a chance at stuff like this. Like Tyson would have never had an opportunity if they didn't give it to him when he was in this detention home and all this stuff. He would
Well,
have just been another statistic.
even Conor McGregor came from welfare, bro. So, you know, you can't hate a man for his hustle. You can't, you know, and that's the weird thing about freedom is I could say something that you may not agree with, but you have to accept it because I have the right to say it. Just like if you said something about me that I don't like. Yeah, but people twist that. You know, people don't really understand that if you throw a stone, then you're going to get a stone. I just rather chill. You know, I just rather just stay. It's even like with events. I don't go to pre-parties. I don't go to after parties. I go, I do my job. I dip. And that's how I love about life. I don't have people over my house except for my wife and my son. I just stay even kill in life. Just live, love, and relax, and stay kind of stoned here and there.
You want me to tell you who it was? Maybe you could send him a text or something.
Yeah.
It's Kung Lee.
Oh, and he flaked on you, bro.
Shout out to Kung Lee. He didn't flake. This other guy's using Wi-Fi and he's trying to message him and
no worries, man. Tell him, hey, much appreciated anyway. We'll make it happen again.
yeah, it was kind of a last minute thing, you know. I was trying. You had this big surgery coming up, so I was like,
Yeah.
I said, let me surprise him real quick before he goes to this surgery. So I was just trying to, you know.
Nah, you a dog, bro. You're good. Man, I guess there was no sweating it to begin with.
No, you were sweating it.
Who it was? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell your people like I told you. I don't like very many people, and I don't like surprises. I didn't know who they were going to bring on, and like I said, I don't like a lot of people, so I told them, you know, I can't promise that I'm going to behave. Whenever you bring whoever is coming on, I have
Make
no
sure you go
qualms.
check out his show. He has a lot of great guests. Sometimes it gets crazy. He always speaks his mind.
Yeah. Well, you got to. I'm old. You know, when you hit my age and your nuts hit the water, you are grumpy.
Yeah.
You got to be grumpy. You know, man, it's been a joy, bro. It's every bit of life has been amazing. The ups, the downs, the adversity. Life is what you make of it. The only excuses are the ones that we make. And I know sometimes people find that, you know, hard to believe, but God is a big factor in my walk. And I know not everybody has my belief, and I'm not really going to be, oh, Pastor Joel in here. No, I'm not going to be, you know, even any of that. But I just think people just need to come together and take the politics out of it and just understand where we as a whole, as a society, need to just come together and create something better than what's going on. I mean,
way too much division out there right now.
well, America is better than this. America is better than this. We are. And I don't want to get it because once you go any deeper, then you get into people's hypothesis, and so I'm not going to go any deeper. I learned that when, you know, I had my own political show in Canada for multiple years, and
It causes craziness, right?
oh, bro, I had to choose, you know, what part of life I was going to accept and what part of life I was going to let go, and I chose wisely and chose the sport. And look where it got me. It got me on Chattin with Staxx.
Hey, you made it, man.
Hey, Man, it's an honor to come on here, bro. I don't know why you'd say that. I mean, it truly is. But hey, man, I better get. It's getting kind of late. But
I know. I appreciate you taking the time. We'll set up another one and get them on.
Hey, man, no harm, no foul unto your people. Much love, and appreciate each moment.
Definitely. Thank you guys all for joining us tonight. Go check out his show. It's normally just on Facebook, right?
Yeah, no, YouTube
or
too.
YouTube too.
Yeah,
it's
I
still
don't
called
really.
the Fighter's Voice.
The original Fighter's Voice
The
with Don
original
McGuire.
Fighter's Voice with Don McGuire. Make sure you guys go
It's
subscribe.
right there, bro. Come on, it's right there.
Yeah, it's right there. Right there. Go check it out.
I appreciate you, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you don't, I don't give a shit. Start your own podcast.
See how easy it isn't. Peace.
Thanks, man.
And all new at 5, a major organized crime bust. 23 people under arrest now accused of stealing guns and cash.
Today, police revealed 4 organized crime groups are wreaking havoc.
From aggravated robbery to kidnapping, burglary, and more. Let's take a look at this. New pictures from court documents in this case. These are a few of the people who have been charged, and investigators say the money, tens of thousands of dollars, is all stolen.